to the Daily Dose with Des. And this is my Friday Night Lights. I told you I was going to be here at 9 p.m. I'm a smidget late because I had an issue with the first stream, but have no fear. Your homegirl is here. I wanted to stream yesterday, but then again, I knew I wasn't going to be able to do that. I had to get home. I had to recover. I needed to sleep. I'm still editing. Yeah, so we had some technical difficulties with my camera. Good thing I was streaming because my cameraman had issues with his camera. So the stream, we have camera like, so I've been trying to edit and get things together. So I already knew that just yesterday was not it. I had to put up my wall again. Oh, it's been so cute. It told you it was getting a smidgen of a facelift. It had to be a little bit better, and half the equipment was with me at media day, so I literally had to make sure that I put everything back up and I got everything situated for me to be here to stream today. Again, I'm going to be doing this daily. I'm going to try to put up a schedule every week by like Sunday, so you know what times I'm going to be on here. It's going to be really hard for me to like select times because sometimes I want to talk at 6 p.m., other times I want to talk at 9. So I gotta figure it out. I gotta figure it out when I want to talk and when I want to get on. Most people were like, "Oh, you're getting on at 6." They like 6. I'm gonna try my best to be on at 6, but do not, do not hold that against me, okay? Do not hold it against me because your girl be busy and football is about to start. So please note that if I'm going live on Saturday, it'll definitely be in the evening. And it'll probably just to recap the game so I can just get it out into the air because I'm gonna have to write articles and things and I'm just not. So like Saturdays is gonna be my day that I don't really do lots of stream. I do want to figure out how can I stream and watch NFL at the same time without them like striking my account or something. I have to figure that out. So I have to figure that part out. If anybody knows how to do that, please help me because I'm still learning how to do all these things, learning how to be a producer, learning how to be an editor, and all these things. I'm like doing everything on my own. So if anybody knows how to do this, help me. Okay, thanks. But we're gonna jump right in, and I'm gonna try not to keep you all too long because I know it's 9 o'clock. You know. But y'all up anyway. It's Friday. Y'all probably are getting ready to go to the club or something. I don't know. But if you are, you should be watching. So, you know, you can get it. But I want to recap my media day. So I had 2 media days. I did one on, was it Tuesday, and then one on Wednesday, and then I did a press conference on Thursday. So I have been going and going and going. And you saw my live feeds there when I was doing the interviews. And really, this is what I needed. Where did it go? This is what I needed when I was at the media days. This right here, this stress ball thingy. Oh, this is what I needed. I was a ball of stress the really like Monday until I got home Thursday. It was a ball of stress. And for some reason, I still get like a pit in my stomach when it's time for me to do these media days. And I don't know why. It's like, this is what I do. This is what I love to do. And then I just be feeling real ill and I be stressed and things were just going array. And if you were watching the live feed or you saw the live feed, you seen that I had camera issues. The computer died. The microphone at one point was just doing some weird things. Instagram wasn't trying to load and it's still not live on Instagram. But the good thing is I did get approved to stream from my computer on TikTok because apparently I can only do it from my phone at first. So that was great. But everything was like really, really stressing me. And it was just like composing myself under the circumstances because at the end of the day, it's going to be what it's going to be. You know, like I have to remind myself, like, you can't change the things you can't change. The things that you can change, you know, like your mindset, your attitude, your energy, your aura, and just like reminding yourself of who you are and what you're doing and why you love to do it. That's the things that I can change. Everything else I can't change. If my background falls down right now, I can't change that. I can get up and try to fix it, but it's like I didn't yank it down, it just fell. So really have to get myself in that mindset of like understanding like I just can't change everything and everything is not going to be perfect. I have an issue with that. Like I am a perfectionist in my own right. And I just want things to always be as perfect and polished as possible. It's probably why I'm still editing because I really just want things to be as great. And I'm squeezing the stressful right now. I really want things to just be as great as possible because I always want to put my best foot forward. And I am really hard on myself because I know that most times I am doing really great things, especially like being a one person show majority of the time and learning how to produce. I didn't know how to produce a podcast show, any type of show really, until like midway last year. So I'm not even a year in of understanding what producing shows are. And I can see the quality get better, but there's so much that goes into it. And I think that's just why I was like really stressing myself out at media day. But once I realized like I just have to like breathe, stretch, shake, and let it go. Once I realized that I just have to do that, I just end up just having fun, you know, just enjoying the moment and taking it all in. I think my the first time I really took the moment in is when I had the two women from the K-12 school, and they wanted to sit down with me. Like I felt as though like people were just walking past my table. Nobody wanted to sit down with me. Nobody wanted to talk to me, and I just kept having to hassle people. But they wanted to talk to me, and I was like, wait. The people that see you will see you. The people that value you will value you. The people that think that you're worth sitting down and talking to will do just that. And the things that you are meant to have will come to you. And that's a message for in general and for everyone. The things that are meant for you are going to be for you. Whatever is supposed to come your way is going to gravitate towards you naturally. I had a couple other women just come up to me and tell me, you know, you see my banner in pink, and it's very feminine, it's very girly, and it's very different. And I stand by that because that is literally who I am. I'm very feminine, I'm very different, all these things. But having those women come up to me and say like they were impressed, they were so happy to see it, and really just putting in that work makes a huge difference. And I'm not going to get emotional. Okay, we're not going to do this. But for anybody who may literally be feeling like you're just in a place where you're like, oh my God, it's not going to work out. It's going to work out. Okay? Whatever is for you will be for you. And don't stress. And if you do stress, get a stress ball. Life is stressful. Get a stress ball. That's what I have to say. But like just thinking about it makes me emotional because I have to realize how far I have come, and oftentimes I discount where I am because I want to be so much further. And I'm gonna leave that on that because we about to get emotional time. We gotta get into some mess, okay? But media day was great. Interviews are still going up, so please, 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 please like the interviews, comment on the interviews. Just watch the interviews. They're really, really great. These athletes deserve to be heard, their stories, what they're looking forward to, all those things. The coaches as well. The K-12 school, if you know anybody that's in K-12 that want to do virtual school, absolutely amazing program. Is sitting down talking with those women. So check that out too. Okay? But we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on because we got, you know, I'm coming with the mess. I come with the mess because I haven't been with the mess in 3 days. So we're going with the mess. So the first thing on here is Jordan Addison. If you don't know who this is he is he a wide receiver? I think so. For the Minnesota Vikings. Mm-hmm. I had to gather myself. But Jordan Addison is going to take a lesser charge for a DUI that he received. This is the thing. All the young athletes get themselves in some type of trouble and just, dude, this is not what you need, right? Jordan Addison is, you know, has had a great season with the Vikings. I think he could have a more explosive season, and you know, you just gotta grow. And sometimes you gotta get your feet wet and gotta get your bearings and get your balance and all that. But was having and probably will have a great season still, but he's going to take the lesser charge for the DUI because he doesn't need any more trouble. He doesn't need any more negative publicity. He needs to get back on the field and focus on football. So this is what he's going to do. Stop drinking and driving. Stop drinking and driving. Like what? Why have y'all not learned the lesson? There's been so many athletes before you who have made this mistake, who have suffered the consequences, who have been made an example of, and you're still out here doing the dumb stuff that you don't need to do. I understand you may not want to call Uber, but get a DD if that's the case. Stop drinking, and driving. Because when in doubt, they're going to make an example out of you. They are going to make sure that you pay the price, no matter what that price is. So just stop doing dumb stuff. Like I hate when I see this. When I see this, I was like, and another one, doing stupid things that you don't actually need to be doing. And it's like, dude, get it together. There's no reason why you are making this amount of money and you are drinking and driving, just like this young man here. Okay. Rashee Rice, remember, I reported on it last year. He got into that horrible accident because he was speeding horrifically in Texas, down the highway, caused a collision real bad. And he has been sentenced now. He has gotten 5 years of probation. And they say if he completes successfully his 5 years of probation, then the case will be essentially dismissed. But at this point, you're on probation. You've done the time, you've done the crime, and you just need to do. And I dragged him because he left the scene of the accident. So, rightfully so. I understand. Again, people always say like, money can, change the thing for you. And I believe that was his first offense. So, yeah, he got 5 years of probation, and as long as he completes the program, as long as he this program that they're putting him in, and as long as he completes the probation, he'll be fine, and it'll be kind of like his record will be. I like to think of it as an expunge in a way, so it'll be expunged. But let's just hope that this young man here doesn't get in any more trouble, because he doesn't need to be in any more trouble. You need to focus on playing. You need to focus on making the Chiefs better. You need to focus on what you need to be focused on, and not focusing on speeding down the highway. It reminds me of that song when he says, doing 80 and, is it 80 and 60? Doing 60 and, wait a minute. I don't know. I forgot the lyrics. Whatever. Stop speeding. Stop speeding, bro. Have y'all not learned from Suggs? Not Suggs. Rugs. Stop doing the dumb stuff. Okay? We need to just let it go. You don't need to be speeding, especially not like that, especially not in Texas. I mean, is you crazy? You, as my sister would say, is you cool? Are you cool? Because what is you doing? You've lost it. You've lost the plot. Okay? Lost the plot. But somebody who also lost the plot and really has lost his mind. What Lil Wayne say? I lost my mind, is somewhere out there stranded. Yeah. This guy, the NFLPA boss, Lloyd. Let me see it because I wrote down, because I keep this. The graphic is too small, so I like to do the graphics because I like y'all to see what I'm talking about. But when I have graphics with words on it, I can't read that. Even if I put on my, and I don't wear glasses. These are computer glasses, by the way. Okay, these are like the blue. Yeah, even if I put these on, yeah, we can't do it. So, Lloyd Howell Jr. resigns after an investigation was launched on him, and he knew that it was going to be coming out, that he charged the union 2 trips to Tootsie's. Okay? He was getting it at Tootsie's. And also he paid for a car service that was like over 730. I want to say it was $732 or something like that. Yeah. He was like, I'm using y'all funds. This is a business trip. I'm going to go handle some business at Tootsie's. Dude, is you crazy? Is you cool? Is you cool? Are you what? This reminds me of the lady who had to resign because she was gambling on the company card. Like, what it never dawns on me to be like, yeah, I'm gonna use my company card to go to the strip club. I'm gonna use my company card to go to Tootsie's. Is you what? Now, there's nothing wrong if you want to go in there, but you should not be going in there while you're using the NFLPA's money. Yeah, he gonna get exactly what he deserves. Exactly what it deserves. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Just moving on. We're also gonna move on from this. I'll be uploading my pictures up in here. We're gonna move on from him, right? So Shannon Sharpe has settled with Gabby. Okay? Now, this is not something that I've covered from the beginning. And if you know, you know what happened. I'm going to go over it just briefly. I didn't cover it because, one, I was kind of like on that, my summer break and while all this was going on. And two, I just wanted to wait and see what was going to happen and just fill it out that way. I really wasn't completely interested in things like that because I mean my brain and my way of thinking is very different from others. I have my own brain. I think for myself. And when I was talking it over with someone and I was like, no, it was not illegal, but you come on. 56 years old, 57 years old, and she was 19 and 20 at the time or whatever. It's just morally, like morally, right? Now, I'm not going to be here and act like I'm so super innocent because I have dated a senior citizen or a few, So, but I don't think it has been that ever been like that drastic or whatever. But we heard the phone calls and we seen what was going on, and it was being and then all this is I'm going to say alleged, but I don't know. We're going to say alleged because they're not about to come after me. I ain't got it. But him having the long-term relationship with her that was very tumultuous. They say it was very BDSM, and then the suit became when she said that he allegedly took her when she asked him to use protection. He said no, you can't tell me no. And we don't know if that was a part of the BDSM or whatever, but honestly, in my opinion, no means no. If someone tells you no, it means no. Not you can't tell me no. Not I'm going to do it anyway. Not this is our relationship so I'm going to have it how I want. None of that. If she says no, just like if you say no, it's supposed to mean no. No means no, right? So you had to settle. You settled. You settled. Okay? You settled, right? I don't know the amount. I haven't read all into it. I know it said it was a confidential settlement, but she was going for 50 mil. So I don't think that she was going to settle for anything less than a couple mil because her lawyer was Tony Busby or whatever. So he did settle and he got what he deserved. This is not a win. I don't know why people are saying congratulations to him. I love me some Dr. Umar, but I don't agree with everything that he says out his mouth. I don't agree with his all his actions either because I saw that what he was doing with that woman and what he was saying about her and all that other stuff. And I just feel like something is fishy there. And when something is fishy, something is fishy. Period. That's just what it is. And this whole situation was very, very fishy. And at the end of the day, you may not think that it was wrong, but it was wrong. In the eyes of like morality. It was wrong. And he had to pay for it. Gabby got her money. At the end of the day, Gabby still got her money. It would have been a win had he went to court and he just dismissed the whole thing. So the case will be dismissed out of court due to prejudice, but it has been settled. That's the reason why it is now being dismissed through prejudice. Obviously, the judge did see that they have a long-term relationship and it was very crazy and tumultuous and everything that was going on. But it's like, dude, you are old enough to be her grandfather and you just got. Just hit a lick for 50 more bricks. Balling like a whoop with all these. Except Gabby Bricks' money because she gonna be she gonna about to retire. They say she was on OnlyFans. She about to retire from OnlyFans and be living the dream as a 20-year-old. Bands will make her dance. Bands will make her dance. Bands will make her dance. And I don't think that he's going to stop whatever he was doing with the foolery that he was going. What he like, he's going to do what he going to do. And I think that he wanted to get this settled and get this out of the way because he has, Nightcap and he has Club Shay Shay and he has the Cognac and what else? Clothing brand and things like that. They already had to cancel their tour that they were going on. Right now, it looks like they don't have any sponsors. And I'm gonna say allegedly. Okay. But yeah, he needed to get this done and over with quickly. And all I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna leave it at this, is that where there is smoke, there is fire. He did it. He settled because he did it. So moving on. Okay. Speaking of did it. Memphis Basketball, and I got this on my phone because again I like to read directly what it is, because y'all will not be saying that I be making it up. I'm reading it. And you can read, if you can see the words on there, you see that it's on there too. So, the NCAA has placed Memphis basketball and softball teams on probation for 2 years after it found an academic counselor paid two softball players to do classwork for a men's basketball player. Okay? Memphis, this is the caption I'm going to read. Memphis, already on probation due to a pair of previous infraction cases, will have its probation extended by another 2 years until 2027. The men's basketball program must also vacate 3 wins: Wichita State, Temple, and Tulane from the period between January 25th and February 18th. The softball program does not have to vacate any wins because the Tigers did not win any games during that span. The school must also pay a $30,000 fine plus 1% of the combined men's basketball and softball budgets. The violations involved former men's basketball player Malcolm Dandridge and softball players Allie Calhoun and Aaliyah Dixon. You got to be kidding me. Now, we already know that this be going on. We are not going to pretend. We are not going to pretend that we don't know that athletes tend to get their work done by other people. Tutors, maybe. Girlfriends, maybe. Friends, maybe. But the fact that the school counselor paid up to the softball players to do this boy's homework and schoolwork or whatever it was is absolutely, positively diabolical. That's crazy. Is she being fired? Or he, she, whoever the counselor is, are they being let go? I gotta look into that because it didn't say that on that post. And then you put another program at jeopardy, which is the softball program. Obviously, the softball program may not be that great. Didn't look into it, but they didn't win any games during that span of where now Memphis has to vacate 3 wins. And Memphis is a good basketball program. It's a good basketball team. So now you got to vacate 3 wins because you were cheating. And your school got to pay a fine. And you got to give up 1% of your budget. Was it worth it? Was it worth it? And the fact that it's a former student, now the current team has to pay for the mistakes that you made. And you ain't even there. What kind of mess? Listen, y'all. Like I said, this was no surprise that a student was doing work for another student. No surprise. I went to college. I was an athlete. I did my own work though. I did my own work. I had to. I had to. I was in honors college and all that stuff. So it really wasn't. I didn't really have a choice. And I went to a smaller, tight knit university, so they knew who I was and they knew my rights. I just couldn't do it, right? But I'm not going to say that I didn't know that some people was probably getting their work done for them, especially like football players and such. What I'm surprised at is that a school counselor was involved. So something, will they say everything that's done in the dark will come to the light? Ma'am, sir, whoever you are, counselor, what was you? I'm not even gonna keep talking about it because I have so many. My thoughts are like, are you dumb? Are you stupid? Like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? And then you put your own career at risk for this student. This man, what's his name? Malcolm. Malcolm must have been great, the best on his basketball team. If the people put out their necks for him, and I don't blame the girls. Of course, the girls. If you paying me, I'm gonna do it. If you paying me, I'm gonna do it. So they did it. I don't know who snitched. Who snitched? Who snitched on Malcolm, Ali, and Aaliyah? Who snitched? Somebody snitched. I'm about to look into that because somebody did snitch. They did. Somebody was like, you doing his homework and you ain't doing my homework. I'm telling. And now look at him on probation for 2 more years until 2027. Child. If it ain't one thing, it's a mother loving never. Moving on though to Shedeur Sanders. Now, people aren't really talking about this. I've seen it all over Twitter, so I had to talk about it. So there was a fire in Cleveland, and that left over 40 families, displaced from their homes. They needed food, shelter, water, money. And Shedeur was out there. Shedeur went out there to give back. Shedeur went out there, was in the community with them. He said, you know what, I want to be able to take care of my people. I want to be able, he's really embracing Cleveland. He's embracing the culture, the environment, the people, the community. You can't hate it. How can you hate on this? How can you hate on this? I don't know. A lot of people aren't really talking about like they should. I've seen it on a few Twitter pages that I follow because I follow Twitter pages that are unbiased. I follow Twitter pages that's going to give you the real stuff. They're going to give you the good, the bad, and the ugly because I pride myself on being that type of person, right? I'm not going to get on here and just give you a biased opinion. I'm very unbiased when it comes to a lot of things. I drag my own team, my own everybody, okay? I drag everybody. Everybody can get drugged respectfully, right? So if he was doing something wrong, I would have dragged him. Like when he got caught speeding and all that, that was all over the internet. When he was speeding and doing things he probably shouldn't have been doing, that was all over the internet. But now he's out in the Cleveland community. He's doing what he's supposed to do. He's trying to be a good member of the team, and barely anybody's really talking about it. So well done, Shedeur. Keep being a community advocate. Keep giving back to your community. Keep doing and being the person that you are. The person that people hate you to be because they want you to be somebody that you're not. And that's just not happening. He keeps showing y'all time and time again that he's a different person. I mean, he do like to speed, and I can't judge because I got a need for speed too. So we ain't judging over here. We not judging over here because I got a speeding ticket I need to pay probably right now. So I ain't judging on that. Slow down though. Slow down. Slow down. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay? Yeah, we're gonna move on though. Good job, bro. We're going to talk about the SEC real quick because the SEC also had media day this past week, and I thought they put it on. If y'all was on a live stream, y'all saw it. I was pulling up the photos and the videos and things that they were doing at the SEC, and I thought it was great. I just love it. I love how they have different schools come on different days to rotate it through. It kind of gives you a break, for, like media-wise. Like going to both these media days and you seeing like literally all 11 or 14 schools coming in at the same time, it's very overwhelming, and you do miss people. I missed quite a lot of schools. So when they have theirs, obviously the SEC is much bigger, but they have, I think maybe 3 or 4 schools at a time, and you go on this day and everything. And I like that. I feel like if you have even 11 schools, 14 schools, you can break it up into like 2 or 3 days. I know it costs money and all that, but I'm just saying, I just like the way they broke it up. But anyway, this is the 2025 SEC football media poll. Coming in at number 1 is Texas, 2 Georgia, 3 Alabama, 4 LSU, 5 Carolina, 6 the Gators, 7 Ole Miss, 8 Texas A&M, 9 the Vols, 10 Oklahoma, 11 Auburn, 12 Missouri. Missouri's pretty high. Okay. 13 Vandy, 14, what does I say? Arkansas. Arkansas, 15 Kentucky, and number 16 Mississippi State. Yeah, I mean, I feel like the Vols need to move up, but again, these are just a poll, projections or whatever. The Vols need to move up though. I feel like Ole Miss was really good last year. The Gators are sometime for me. I'm not sure about that. I feel like Texas is up there because of Arch Manning. And I feel like he is going to be like the face of the SEC coming in this year. He's already been the talk of the town for this past year, so talk of the town coming in, and Texas must have revamped that program or something. They must have did something if they on top of Georgia. But you know, you never count Georgia down. Georgia, I always say Georgia has been up there. They're always in the top two, and usually they're not two. So that's just a thing. Alabama is supposedly making a splurge. They're going to make a splurge. I think South Carolina's going to be really great too. They had a really great season last year. I think if they can clean up some of um, their late in the game situations, I think they'll be higher up too. So yeah, I think the SEC is. I don't care what nobody say. The SEC is competitive. They are highly competitive because I can make an argument for the top five easily with these teams rotating in and out, at least within the top 10 rotating in and out. So the SEC is competitive. I don't know why we're in this mindset of like the SEC is not competitive. Other conferences are competitive as well, but the SEC has been like deadlock of being competitive. I know there's certain things where they need to add an extra game and they need to do this and do that, blah, blah, whoop, whoop, whoop. It's SEC or nothing. And I said what I said. Maybe that was a little biased, but looking at the teams, I'm involved. Yeah, okay. I said what I said. Moving on though. Woo, y'all. I'm getting here. I'm getting here. I'm getting here. We're going to move on to the WNBA because they are at WNBA All Star Weekend. I did it on my last show and I was like, I don't know where my brain was, but I did say make sure you're tuning in for the WNBA and their All Star games and everything. The WNBA within itself is still under negotiations and talks with the CBA and their meetings. And Angel Reese has been somebody that's been super vocal. I do want to make this note. She is not the only person that's been very vocal, but I just seen a video of her saying that she just had her first meeting in person and that she realized like the numbers are extremely low and what they've been told and what they've been getting, they don't feel like they're getting what they deserve. And she's very vocal about that. And the thing about Angel Reese is if she has something to say, she's going to say it. And she has something that she wants to do, she's going to do it. And I admire that about her because she's unapologetically herself and people dislike that. People have a problem with people who are unapologetically themselves. And it doesn't matter who it is. And if they don't like you or if they feel some type of, I don't want to say jealousy or something that they don't have within themselves that they really really want, and it could be a little bit of envy, then they in turn don't like you and they make you out to be this horrific person, this mean person, this all this stuff, right? They as if she can't just be great for being great for herself, right? She's, like I said, unapologetically herself. She's a vocal person. She has been vocal since she was in college. Nothing has changed. It would be different if she was one way in college and then she got into the league and then she became a total different person. This has been the same Angel Reese across the board. And the fact of the matter is, her voice helps. Caitlin Clark's voice helps. Paige's voice helps. All the veterans, Kelsey Plum's voice helps, right? All their voices help. And that's one thing that she made it known. Like all of their voices help. No player is bigger than the other player. They're all as good as each other, all equal in this sense of trying to get what they deserve, trying to get what they want and what they are deserving of. And I'm all here for it. I'm clapping for it. I'm going to stick to seeing how this negotiation and things go. And I know it's a little hectic because they got a lot of stuff, moving parts going on, and they're in the midst of their season as well. So I'm going to keep my eye out on those negotiations. But I think it's really cool and I think it's really stand upish that she is talking about how much she loves this league and loves the league and how she wants to stand up for not just herself, but everybody in the league. I don't see how you can hate on a person like that, but that's just my opinion. Okay, moving on to the other big name in the league, Caitlin Clark. As y'all know, she is injured and she has a replacement in for the All-Star game. She still is a captain. She still has her spot, rightfully so. But the talk of the town that I've been seeing, and this just happened like a couple hours ago, probably a couple minutes ago, right? Caitlin Clark is walking down in the tunnel to get to whatever they're doing for Friday night, wherever she's going. She looks good. A lot of people were making fun of her, saying that she doesn't have any chest and she doesn't have any butt. Well, what do you want her to do? Because the next thing is she gonna get a BBL and get some breast implants. And y'all gonna be saying she hated herself. She had to go get new boobs. She had to go get a butt. The girl can't win. Okay? Let her rock her small chest. I'm not a part of the itty bitty titty committee, so I don't know. Okay? But let her rock her thing. She looks great to me. I thought it was a nice, cute outfit. But what was really awkward was this encounter right here. And I'm going to blow it up really quick so y'all can see what I am talking about, right? Let's just blow it up real quick. Boom. I'm going to put it over my face. Do you see this? Caitlin Clark and her mans at the WNBA All-Star on Friday. Today. Okay? Do you see it? Very awkward. Okay? There's a video on Twitter. If you want to go find it and look for it, please go do so. I wasn't capturing the video. I wasn't doing all that. I just wanted to capture the image. Very awkward. It was very awkward. You know, I was wondering, like, is he working? And it was kind of like a we are working type of vibe. So we don't want to show too much PDA. That, like, or maybe she's just not a super big PDA person. The comments were eating her up. It was like, or really eating him up. They were like, dude, if you know, who gonna tell him? She don't like him. She's moving on. She likes somebody else. Some people were like, well, maybe, she ain't shy. So we can't say she's shy, but maybe she's shy. I think that maybe it was he working? Because he wasn't walking with her. She walked in, she looked up, she saw him, she walked over to him, gave him the little side hug. He kissed her on the forehead or whatever, and she kept walking. Did she look uninterested? A little bit. But we don't know what it was. What do y'all think it is? Chat, let me know. Do you think that she likes him? Do you think that it's over? Was he working? Does anybody know? Does anybody know what his job is? I don't know. I don't know. Another thing that I don't know is about Leonard Fournette. Leonard Fournette is crazy. I thought this man was married. And I don't know if he is or he is not. But he is doing a workout stream. And he has a favorite streamer named Lola. I'm not putting her picture up here because I'm just not. No tea, no shade. She's a streamer. She's more popular than me. So if she ain't putting my face on her stream, I'm not putting her face on my stream. I'm just saying. No tea, no shade. I ain't hating. She's a very pretty girl. So I understand why he giving her 30 bands for a streaming pack or something. And I understand why he helped her with over $500 in subs or whatever he was doing so far. But the gag is, they announced that they have a workout stream that they're doing, right? So again, pretty girl, she's a streamer. Understand why she is popular. I understand. Just like I understand why Kai Cenat is popular. Not because of his looks. Because he's authentically himself. And he's a little crazy. And he's putting in the work, right? But she's supposed to be doing workout streams with him. They working out and everything. And she didn't even know homeboy name for real. She didn't even know how to pronounce. She mispronounced the first and the last name, child. And then they have a stream together where he's in the car looking all, he looks like he's into her. In my opinion, he looks like he's into her, right? And she's like, so your name is Leonard Fournette. And then she asked him, well, what's the story? What's the meaning behind your last name? Girl, you should have been asked that a long time ago, not on the stream. If y'all working out together, this is something that you should have known before you even got on the stream. That's just my opinion. I feel like if you're going to be working with somebody, you need to at least know how to pronounce their name. And coming from a person that will screw up somebody's name very quickly, I also try to study people's names. What is you doing? Leonard Fournette, what are you doing? What are you doing? People saying he being a simp. People saying they understand why he giving under 30K. Some he got to support his people. Okay. Some people were saying, well, some girls in the comments were like, 30K, is that a lot? She must be broke. I mean, we don't know. We don't know how much you're getting paid. We don't know. And I don't believe nobody's numbers. People will lie to you in your face. You can make up anything nowadays, especially with the works of AI. Oh, please. But we don't know how much money she's getting made, how much money she's making. So, I mean, I don't really understand why that's relevant. But they were just like, He's simping out. He's simping out over a girl who didn't even know his name. And it be like that. It be like that, don't it? Sprinkle, sprinkle. She's winning at the end of the day. She's winning. What Nikki say? I win, you lose. Yeah. So I'm gonna continue to. I don't watch streamers, so I can't really say like that's the thing. I don't watch streams, but I think maybe he should have you should have a conversation with her. Like, yeah, my this is my name, and maybe you can call me this if you can't get it, possibly. But that's that. So selective outrage, some of it in the comments about it, and rightfully so, I guess. Um, I have two more topics. This one, and then we're gonna end off on a great note. But I have a problem with all of this selective outrage about the salary caps for NIL. And then, there's talks, and there were talks over the week for maybe 2 weeks now that Nick Saban was going to go back to coaching. And, the alleged reason why he stopped coaching the first time was supposedly to NIL and the way that things were getting out of hand and the way that they were getting the quality of players or the lack of quality of players. People were, the players are looking for more money before they're looking for, the best playing environment and programs. And it's kind of hard to coach guys who are really just money hungry and money focused, right? Now they're like, oh, he's going to be coming back to coaching. There was rumors that he was going to be going to Auburn. And if you're an Auburn and Alabama fan, and if you know, you know. And they were like, Nick Saban would never do that to Alabama. Never say never. Okay? But they were talking about how he was going to be coming back to coaching, and then there was selective outrage on Twitter. It's a lot of this stuff I actually be seeing on Twitter and Instagram, but the outrage stuff I see more on Twitter, and they're like, well, his buddy is going to sign an executive order, and that's why he's going to go back to coaching and everything. And again, people hate people that are unapologetic. People hate winners. People hate people that have like legacies and dynasties, and I don't know why. I'm not a hater. I'm not a hater. I give credit where credit is due, and Nick Saban is one of the greats, legendary. So what are y'all really hating? Are y'all hating because he's great? I don't know. Maybe. But Nick Saban has not been the only one who's talking about NIL deals and caps and trying to get it figured out to where it needs to be some type of something going on. We already know that there are some schools who don't have NIL high capabilities. We already know that some schools are getting more money than others. And then people are saying, well, maybe the school can have a cap, but outside of that cap, and it's, you can't put a cap on how much somebody makes on their name, image, and likeness. But we already know that they've been paying athletes. So we're going to stop acting like athletes haven't been getting paid since back when. If that was the case, Reggie Bush wouldn't have been in trouble. Okay? But at that time, they were getting money in the McDonald's bag and they were sliding underneath the table and they were just telling them, you don't know where you got this money from. You found it on the street. Okay? But now that the money is in your face, it's a lot going on. And it's kind of the way that it's being done is ruining football in a way, and just college sports in general in a way, but specifically we're talking about football here. So the outrage is, oh, well, because Nick Saban is right, then that's why it's going to happen. And he's pushing it, and Bill Belichick's talking about it, and other coaches are talking about it. But Coach Prime was talking about it too. Like, we got to stop making things so racial all the time. And y'all may not like me for saying this, and I really don't care because, again, I have my own brain, and I think for myself. This is selective outrage. Y'all pick and choose when y'all want to be outraged about something that really means nothing. Right now, there isn't a law in place about NIL and money and the NCAA and the way they're doing things. So it's kind of hard to say this order is going to be signed or this is going to go into. Dude, people can have conversations. Some things need to be talked about. So, and then when you're in a room with other like-minded individuals, or maybe people who don't think like you, and you're trying to share things across the aisle. You're trying to figure out, well, why do you think that there should be a cap? Well, this is why I think it should be a cap. This is why I don't think it should be a cap. There is nothing wrong with having conversations, and people get so outraged about the most stupidest things. Let it go. Everything is not always about Trump either. God, dog, I get tired of hearing about it all the time. Every time you open up the Twitter, it's some selective outrage about the president, some selective outrage about politicalness. Shut up. It doesn't matter what side of the field you're on, what side of the ball you're on. It doesn't matter. Shut up. You can have a conversation. The problem that I have with a lot of this is like everything is so one-sided. Because you feel this way, it has to be this way. And if a person thinks about it in a different way, or they don't see it the way you see it, then you are automatically writing this person off. You don't want to hear what they got to say. And how is that going to move the ball forward? How is it moving the ball forward? Everybody cannot think the same. Everybody cannot think the same. Everybody cannot have the same thoughts. And you cannot say that you want people to listen to your thoughts and you want people to consider what you're saying and value your opinions. But when another person has it, you don't want to listen to them. You feel as like their opinions don't matter. How they feel don't matter. How they look at things don't matter. Because it's not the way that you want them to look at it. Come on, y'all. It's not adding up. And that really grinds my gears. And yes, I was on a soapbox. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. But if we look at it, it's really like that. Y'all people, I'm not going to say y'all. People are selective when it comes to who they like. And people are selective when it comes to when the outrage should be outrageous. And it's just silly to me. And I'm going to call it out every time that I see it because it's silly to me. I can sit here and talk to a person who does not agree with what I got to say, and I'm not going to devalue them, and I'm not going to tell them that they're stupid. I'm not going to throw slurs at them because I don't agree with what they're talking about. I'm going to listen to what they have to say. I can disagree respectfully and move on. And then I can decide if I want to continue to talk to you and continue to be in your space or not. Everybody doesn't have to think like you. Okay? And you don't got to block everybody on your Twitter feed that pushes a thought back that's a little different than yours. I'm just saying. Okay? We are selective about the wrong stuff. We be arguing about the wrong stuff. We lose focus. There's a bigger picture. There's always a bigger picture. But you don't get the big picture because you get cropped out. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. And with that, I'm going to end on this. Love wins. Okay? Judge Mathis said that he was going to get his wife back. Baby. And that's exactly what he did. He went and got his wife back. Look at this picture, y'all. Let me blow it up for you a little bit. Look at this picture. Look at this picture. Okay, let me move it on down. Yes. Yes, Judge Mathis. Whatever you did and said, congratulations for getting your wife back. Congratulations for working on your marriage. Congratulations for sticking to what you felt was right and doing what you felt you need to do to bring your family back together, to bring your marriage back together. Because what did Chris Brown say? That grass ain't greener on the other side. Oh, yeah. And yes, I know people said it before him, but I was just singing the song. If you know, you know. Okay? Team Breezy over here. Yeah. But we're ending the show on a love note. Congratulations, Judge Mathis, and to his wife for rekindling their love. They've been married for over, I believe, 25 years or just about 25 years. So this is beautiful to see. I love seeing marriages get it together and work it out. And that's really all that I gotta say. I really do hope that you guys continue to support this channel. Make sure you're liking, sharing, and subscribing on all social media platforms at PG Love Sports. And I will see you guys